Hey guys, Gazer764 here with a video I didn't actually plan on making. I didn't think I'd have to actually make this video at all because I had like so much faith in these group of people, but this video is going to be pertaining to the Vinsmokes and their potential fates that they might go through throughout this arc. Now, like I said, I didn't actually want to make this video because I really wanted to see like what the Vinsmokes were going to do during this tea party, but like that's why I said like I waited a few weeks. But according to like the last chapter you kind of saw them in, which was chapter 864, when Judge was kind of crying to Big Mom, like, why did you betray us? Ever since then I was thinking, are the Vinsmokes at risk of dying? Like what are they gonna do? Are they gonna live up to the hype that that have been accompanied by them throughout this entire arc? Like, we always thought the Vinsmokes were going to be really important members of this arc. They're going to play a really prominent role, and they have, don't get me wrong. It's just, in terms of fighting, I figured we might get to see more fights, like, even if it's just between Sanji and his father. But obviously now we know that they're in the tea party, and from the looks of it, if you see the panel, it's of like the panel we saw them in when Judge was crying in chapter 864, we kind of see that like they might die. Like they might actually die in this arc without actually doing anything, because here Judge looks genuinely surprised that like the fact that Big Mom has betrayed him, which it just surprises me. And how all these people are they're pointing guns at their heads, and then the Vinsmokes are like, oh yeah, we came unarmed, we didn't plan for this bit well enough, they planned this in advance, so this could be our final resting place. And I was kind of confused as to why that was the case, because you're telling me you can't fight off a few people that have weaponry. Like, I know bullets are super fast, but you're telling me you can't catch them off guard using any type of technique, whether it be haki, a devil fruit they might have. But they're just like, yeah, we're pretty much gonna die. They're not even gonna try to fight back. So it kind of makes me question like their combat prowess. But then we know that they've ruled over the North, like the North Blue. So I was thinking, so they must be really strong. So I decided to compile a list of potential fates that they could go throughout this arc, and I'm pretty much going to go through all of them. And this isn't in order of what I believe is going to happen to them, or like number one, the first thing I'm going to say is the most important or is the most likely thing. I just compiled a list of things that I thought could potentially happen. So the first on the list is that the obvious one is that they might seriously die. That's a potential fate that the Vinsmokes could actually go through, since obviously, like I said before, Judge actually seemed genuinely like depressed and like angry and almost like sad that Big Mom had betrayed him, and that this marriage union between Sanji and Pudding was not going to result in the Vinsmokes getting more wealth, getting more power, getting more safety, being allied with Yonko. So that was like my first idea, being that they might die, considering that we haven't seen them for a while, and the last time we kind of really saw them like properly, because I know we saw them in like a recent chapter, but like when Sanji was like standing on the table, I don't think we got to see like all of their faces and like how they were feeling. I don't think we had any dialogue between them as well. But the last time we really saw the Vinsmokes speaking was, I think, in chapter 864, and that was the chapter when they had the guns pointed to their heads. Judge was crying. They had pretty much all given up on life. Even Reiju had realized before that she was potentially going to die. There was no real way that they were going to survive this. So the way it was put in chapter 865, as if 864, sorry, is that they might end up dying. So that was my kind of first idea. Like, yeah, they could potentially die. That could be one of their fates. And the second one is they will live. Now, like I said before, this is going to be a list of me giving you the most likely things, or the things that I agree with the most. These are just the things that I thought might happen at one point. So the second one I wanted to mention, that they might live. So this could be in the form of Sanji saving them, or yeah, this could be pretty much in the form of like Sanji saving them from the trouble. Like, since like I said before, we saw Sanji like stand on the table in front of the Vinsmokes as if he was going to save them. So I don't know what that means, but I do believe that potentially that could be a fate of them, that the Vinsmokes might not die. They might genuinely get rescued, because like I said, according to Judge, he looked like he was worried, like he was scared, like he could not fight back these people. Like, there was too many strong people surrounding him. Like, this was gonna be his final resting place. So Sanji could save them, and also Sanji's goal, like another part of his plan, besides beating or avoiding Big Mom, is actually to save Sanji's family, get Sanji back. I don't know, potentially save Pudding. I don't know if that's like Sanji's kind of own side mission, but the point is one of the things on the checklist is avoid Big Mom, get Sanji back, save Sanji's family. So that could be ticked. Saving Sanji's family could be ticked, so they could be rescued by Sanji in the future. Before the arc finishes, they might not even get to fight or anything. They might just be rescued by Sanji and Luffy, escape through the mirror that Brûlé has, put them on the Thousand Sunny, and then the Strats might drop them off somewhere or something. I don't know, but the point is they will be pretty much saved through this. Now the third point is that I believe that or potential fate of them that they could actually fight. Now the reason why I kind of put this differently between living and dying is because dying, I put dying in the sense that no one's coming to save them, like they're just gonna die, not necessarily gonna die in battle. And living is the sense that I put living also because I don't think like living in the sense that they might not even fight, they just might be rescued. But fighting could be one, because I do believe that the Vinsmokes, they've been hyped up too much. Like it wouldn't make sense if they end up dying within this arc without even showing us a few of their powers. I know we had a scuffle between Nijiji, Ichiji and Yonji and Sanji when they were talking about how they manufacture people, and they basically make like a superhuman army with their scientific knowledge. Like I know we had a little bit of a scuffle there. We also had a scuffle. I think we had a scuffle with when I think it was Nijiji. He must have like threw a plate at Kojak, one of the maids that make the food for them, and Sanji got really angry and he like attacked Nijiji and Iji. So that could be one of them. So I believe that we need to see more of their fighting prowess. I mean, there was so much hype that they rule the North Blue. They're really rich in royalty. They're like I said, they're royalty. I feel like there's no way that they can just only send their troops out to go and fight against other people and they don't have any significant combat prowess themselves. I do believe that they should fight, whether it means that they fight one of the ministers, or even one of the sons or daughters of Big Mom. Maybe you might even get like a fight between Reiju and Pudding, hoping that Pudding doesn't go to the good side too quickly. Sanji's trying to push her to the good side, so assuming she doesn't go to the good side too quickly, we could get a fight between Reiju and Pudding, and we could get a fight between a tag fight potentially be with like Ichiji and Niji against probably one of the ministers that even Sanji's fighting, like that Daifuku guy. Maybe Ichiji and Niji could fight them. I don't know. Maybe I feel like Yonji might end up fighting Sanji, not necessarily because not necessarily for any other reason, but I feel like Yonji just really doesn't like Sanji. That he really doesn't like Sanji, like really doesn't like him. So I think maybe they might have a scuffle and like Sanji might like push him back. I don't know. But that was the third idea. Like they might end up actually fighting in this arc. That could be a potential fate of them. They might fight. Whether it means that they live to tell the tales that they fought, or they die in battle, it doesn't matter. The point is that a fate of them could be that they fight and die, or fight and live. Unlike the first two that I said, where they just die without any help, or they live by being rescued without fighting. So yeah, that was number 3 on my Now the fourth one is that they could. This is actually kind of a weird one because it kind of encapsulates the first two and even maybe the first 3. That they might end up being sacrifices for Sanji, and I'm kind of saying this more towards Reiju, because the way Reiju's been acting in the chapters is as if she's like, if she ends up dying to save Sanji, I feel like she'd be even more happy. Like she'd rather not live. She'd rather die and like just bury the Vinsmoke name. Like she even said in that chapter 864 that we need to get rid of the Vinsmoke name. Like the Vinsmoke name is full of like intolerable people like that have done horrendous acts. We just need to bury this this name and get rid of it once and for all. So we might end up getting like a Reiju sacrifice for Sanji. The way the way she's talking like a, I could potentially die. You know what I'm talking about? Like, in anime, specifically One Piece, like they always give like the kind of like final farewell or kind of like death speech. The same way like Jinbei's given us. Jinbei's been giving us like hints that if I die protecting Luffy, I've done my job as a straw hat. I've done my this, I've done my that. So yeah, a potential fate could be that they actually end up dying. Whether it means that Reiju leads. Reiju could even lead Judge, Ichiji, Niji, the rest of the Vinsmokes. She could actually lead them into a trap that results in them dying, because from the looks of it, she doesn't even really care about anyone in the Vinsmoke family besides Sanji. She only really cares about how she would she only really cared about that stuff in the past. Like the reason why she bullied Sanji when his brothers were bullying him is because she didn't want to feel like an outsider the same way Sanji was. That's why she was only nice to Sanji in the shadows. Like when Sanji was being imprisoned in his own house, Reiju came and spoke to him personally. So she only wants to be nice to him when the brothers aren't around. And I feel like that was just a childish thing now. She's much older now. She's much mature in more ways than one. She's much mature as a person. So she doesn't really care about what the other Vinsmoke brothers think. She might even lead them into a trap that results in them actually dying. So yeah, they might end up being sacrifices for Sanji, just in the sense of like Reiju, and Reiju might lead them. Maybe Reiju might lead the Vins. Now the next thing I want to say that they're kind of like 2 in 1, I guess, because I'm trying to make the video smaller because they're kind of similar, and I kind of thought that the next point would be that some of them might live and some of them might die. Like I'm gonna be honest, that point kind of encapsulates other points. Like I don't know, maybe Reiju might live and the rest of them die. Maybe Sanji might personally save Reiju and the rest of them die. That's why I said some might live, some might die. Or maybe Reiju's a sacrifice. Reiju ends up dying, protecting Sanji, and then the rest of them live. I don't know. That's just something I really wanted to get out there as well, because the way it's going, it's as if like maybe one Vinsmoke could die, or all the Vinsmokes could die, excluding Sanji. So yeah, that's another thing. And like the point that kind of leads into that is that it might all just be an act. Like I don't think a lot of people have stopped to think about this. It might just all be an act. Like Judge might be doing this because he has something. He might just be acting because maybe he saw this coming, or maybe the Vinsmokes don't even see this as a challenge. Like, I mean, like I said, they've conquered the North Blue, they're royalty. How can they lose to like some scum group of pirates? Like, they don't care. So they might. This could just be an act for them to maybe drop their guard, so that the Vinsmokes might end up killing them. Because right now they're not dead. They're not dead. We haven't seen them for a while. We know that the trigger was not pulled in their heads. They could still potentially create a reversal. They could actually end up wiping the people that are shooting at them. It could just be an act, because I don't know, it could just be an act. Judge could just be putting on this display so that they lower their guard a bit, so that they can make more mistakes, and so that they can really come at them after. So like once they start being like really cocky, once they start being very cocky, the Vinsmoke, you might get like a panel where they're smiling, the Vinsmokes are smiling, and they start like drop kicking all of them. It could just be an act. That's one thing I thought of. But the point is, in conclusion to all these points, I think I just mentioned like 5 or 6 points right now, but in conclusion to this kind of idea, I really just want to get the point across that the Vinsmokes were hyped up to be something important, and I really think that they should be something important. They should really fight. They should really have like even one decent fight. Whether it means that all of them fight against one character or they all get individual fights, I feel like they should at least do something combat-wise. We should actually get to be able to see their powers. I mean, they have all these really cool epitaphs, like Poison Pink, Winch Green, Sparking, I think it's Sparking Red and Electric Blue. What do those mean? Like, what do those mean? Does it mean that Ichiji, he's a Sparking Red? Does that mean like lightning and fire, or does that mean fire? Does Electric Blue mean just electricity? What does Winch Green mean? We've seen Poison Pink, but what do all these mean? I just feel like it'd be really cool to get more on their powers, because then it would make their epitaph, they'd live up to their epitaphs as being, they're, like I said, Sparking Red, Electric Blue, Green Winch, Poison Pink, and Sanji being, Blackleg, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much, you know, what I thought. Comment down below what you guys think as well. Like, what do you guys think the potential fate of the Vinsmoke could be? If you have your own original ideas, please comment down below. I really want to know what you guys think as well, because we haven't seen the Vinsmokes in a while. So this is gonna be Gears 764 signing out, guys. Have a great day.